and welcome to Grand Signature Blog. I am Shanique Hughes and I'm with my very good friend and mentor, Robert Kenneth. Hello Rob, how are you?
I'm doing well, Shanique, thank you.
So today we're going to talk about what is a contractor and a subcontractor. Can you tell us the difference?
Sure. There are a couple of levels. You've got general contractors, and then you have subcontractors. You have people that go to school, get a degree, they build it from the ground up, condominiums, and many layers.
A contractor is a developer.
A contractor can be a developer, or a developer does not have to be a contractor, and he hires a general contractor. A general contractor is somebody who basically pulls together all of the people necessary to effectuate what the architect has drawn on paper.
It's the director of the movie.
The director of the movie.
Beautiful. And are we the producers?
We are the producers, yes.
Okay, great analogy.
I love
it. I've heard horror stories about general contractors or subcontractors. Can you tell us what the real deal is about hiring and making sure that you're hiring a good person that is trustworthy and that has all the knowledge and ability to carry out what we need them to do?
Sure. Look, like in any profession, you have to be careful, who you're hiring, and you want to interview. As investors, we're looking for general contractors or subcontractors that have experience, have worked with other investors, and it boils down to trust and confidence in their ability. Just because they say they can do it doesn't mean that they can. Or most important for me is I want consistency. I want to know that I'm paying a fair price for the job being done. So I know it may sound a little crazy, but there's this small little outfit called Home Depot. And most subcontractors, general contractors, buy their supplies from, be it Home Depot or Lowe's.
Or even wholesale stores.
Or wholesale stores. And so a lot of times you find your workers and your general contractors right there. And you want to do some history and have them show you, not tell you, have them show you the work they've done. And based on that, then you can decide to preliminarily hire them. And if they prove themselves, then you bring them on for the next project and so on and so forth.
What is the best way to find these subcontractors?
Well, I've been very fortunate in my life. I like referrals. I did some due diligence. I did use the internet. And eventually, I had 5 crews that were working with me in my properties. But I literally had one gentleman in particular that oversaw everything. And then I oversaw him. So in effect, I was kind of the GC, and he was the subcontractor, and he subbed it out to others.
And you have no leverage on the professionals if you pay them upfront or 50% upfront. And you need to tell them that you love paying them when the job is completed. And unless the job is completed, you're not going to pay them, and that's the only leverage that we as investors have.
That's true. And don't be afraid to give a bonus. Time is of the essence. So if they quote you a price and then they bring it in under project, under budget, loosen up that pocket a little bit. It'll go a long way. But there's penalties if they go over budget or over time, and you have to put it all in writing. When you put it in writing, you've got control.
And beforehand, before you start the project, have it in writing.
Absolutely.
And give them the W-2 or W-4.
1099.
1099, all of those forms, because if there's something wrong that happens along the line, you want to have your back covered.
Absolutely.
What other documents do you think they should sign?
Well, you want to have perhaps a non-compete if you're doing specialty work in properties, but you also want to make sure that there's a disclaimer that if they're injured on the job, that it's their obligation and their responsibility. And
make sure that they are insured and licensed and that they have workers' comp.
Sure.
Correct?
That's correct.
Because if they don't, and if someone gets injured, pretty much it's your problem.
You're out of business.
You're out of business. So that's
Could
pretty huge,
business.
And a lot of young investors don't know this.
Yep.
And what about a lien waiver? It's when everything is completed and you have paid them in full, they need to sign saying that they cannot put any liens against the property because they've been paid. And sometimes it can happen that someone puts a lien on your home, and unless all of it is resolved, you are SOL for a long time until this is resolved, and you're losing money because you have holding costs and you cannot sell the property.
To recap, here are 6 real estate construction questions every investor should ask. 1. What kind of insurance do you have? This may seem like a no-brainer, but trust me, when it comes to expensive commitments like real estate construction loans, you don't just want any type of insurance. You want to make sure that they have the right type of insurance. 2. May I see a copy of your license? Just asking a contractor if they have a license isn't enough. Sorry, I've seen it too many times. I've had contractors who even tell me I'm using my brother's license. You need to ask nicely if you can have a copy of their license. Be sure when you do get a look at it that the license is updated and registered in the state in which you are doing the construction. 3. Can I visit any current jobs you're working on? This is like interviewing a contractor on the job. Stop by and check out any current projects that they have in the pipeline. Can you tell me more about your crew? How many people are working with you? How long has your crew been working together? This can tell you a lot about how a contractor works. 5. Are you going to use subs? If a potential contractor says they plan to use a subcontractor, this isn't always a bad thing. Most contractors use subcontractors. 6. Have you got any skeletons in your closet? Have you ever filed for bankruptcy? Have you ever had a disciplinary action filed against you? And most likely, you will get the answers on the internet as well. If you don't like the answer to that question or any of the questions you ask, feel free to move along.
Great, thank you so much for watching, and if this is helpful and you like the channel, please subscribe. And if you want to contact Rob, how can we do that?
Please contact me via email, hotforeclosure@aol.com, or call me, area code 954-494-2054.
Subscribe and join the investment community. We have a new episode every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Pacific Time on YouTube and Vimeo.